This week on the Backstraight Boys, we'll have something a little bit different going on. I got replaced by Katarina Johnson-Thompson, which is actually a decent... Yeah. Not really, but it's actually an improvement, yeah. So what we're going to do is show that interview with these two lovely gentlemen and KJT.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very, very, very special edition of the Backstraight Boys. We are unfortunately missing one person today. Yeah, but look, we've got someone way more exciting instead. So that's a very good, big Backstraight Boys welcome to Katarina Johnson-Thompson.
Hello, I'm sitting in for Matt today, aren't I?
You're much prettier than that.
Thank you. That's technical.
First ever guest we've had in the studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to break that in.
Thank you very much for coming in. Because we said, would you do an interview? And we thought you'd just do like send some questions like everyone else has. You said, I'll just drop by. We're like,
literally. The last shaving my mum sent me and was like, look at them. I really asked them for an interview, so I was like, you know what, I'm in London next weekend. I'll give you a little message and see what you're doing. And it's managed to work out perfectly.
So what have you done today in London?
Actually, Alison set me up with some hairdressers.
Ah, you get your hair
It's not last me 3 months now, so I need to come back for a while. And also, my boyfriend as well, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
that was secondary.
Yeah, that was secondary.
Listen, thank you very much for coming. It's a big year this year. Lots of stuff going on. We asked everyone on Twitter and all the fans to send some questions in. So we'll do a bit of an interview with you, incorporating lots of questions from Twitter, and just find out a bit more about you, what your plans are, and lots of questions to ask.
Some questions, I tried to peek at them, but you took them away.
Yes, she tried to see the questions first. That's no. Just quickly, we're just going to touch on, because everyone's asking, are you doing indoors at all? Not at all?
Not at all.
So not the championship, you're not doing any indoor competitions?
I have said this earlier in I think it was in the Times interview, and it's very hard to subscribe to that because I think you have to pay for it or actually go up and buy it. But I have said this out in the public, but I had a little operation on my knee. Well, not a little, but an operation on my knee in October, so that unfortunately was me off the indoors. But I'm quite happy about it, to be honest. I just want to get ready for Rio, and nothing is getting in my way this year. Like literally. Like, this is just it now for me. It's just more vision, more focus on Rio for me.
And of course the World Indoor Championships is way over in like Oregon. Where is it? Portland, yeah.
That would have been a nice one to do, but it is like it's the end of March as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's an awful long way up.
I'll do it definitely in the future though. It's unfinished business for me.
I was going to say, because obviously the beginning of last year you were in amazing form. You set high jump British records, long jump British records.
Yeah.
You went to, where was it? Where was the European Championships? We were there. Prague. Yeah, Prague. Well, you've been just really begins to blur. You can't remember which. And I mean, your form was out of this world. I mean, so excited to watch, and you missed the world record by that much. And I felt like you were really happy to win, and like quite disappointed to miss the record. And it was kind of a mixture of emotions.
Looking back on it now, I'm happy with what I achieved, and that's probably the best thing I've achieved to date in my career. But I just set myself goals like at the beginning of the season, and this is what changed for me from last season. At the end of 2014, I look ahead to my next major championships, and last year it was Prague. And I looked at the world record, I put in a couple of events, and I was like, that's really close to the world record. And like the whole of winter I was just like thinking about that. So to get to that point and get to so close and not actually break the world record, which is something that, you know, I'd been thinking about the entire winter, I was just devastated, and they were my emotions at the time. Whereas this season, now I'm just not thinking about anything else but getting to Rio. And I think all my training and all my focus is going to Rio, so I think that can only be a good thing. But yeah, Prague was just...
I remember seeing you after this, we were like, hey, come look at you! Take a react after, so we were like,
so we can do an interview now, but it was just like, I think it was because my PB is 207 and I needed to get 212. I just went off slow, and I was like, this is 212 pace. It just was like a little bit slower, so if only I could change that now, but it is unfinished business and I do want to do it in the future, unfortunately.
But I think with the pentathlon especially, it really suits you because it plays to all your strengths, doesn't it?
Love it.
You've still got the long jump, you've got the high jump, it doesn't have the javelin.
It's shorter hurdles as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, it really plays to your strengths, so I think it's definitely there.
Yeah.
The other thing is, obviously, if you did indoors this year, you haven't actually qualified for Rio, so you're going to have to do an early an early heptathlon anyway.
It would have had to be a wild card or an early
Of course,
heptathlon.
Yeah.
Or if so that was the thing, and it's just
There's bigger fish to fry this year.
yeah.
Cool. So in the heptathlon, which events do you kind of really have to motivate yourself for? And which events do you kind of breeze through, as it were? There's some you just, when it comes to it, you're just like, come on, whereas others you think, oh, it's going to be okay here.
Surprisingly, it's the shot put. I am always, my head's down, I'm just like, let's get this out the way. It's not a sort of motivation thing. Like, I think the high jump, I have to get myself motivated for that because it's such a long event for me. Even though it's my best event, it's like I have to do a full warm-up and then wait about an hour to...
Other people are out by the time you come in, I suspect.
And also for me, the high jump as well, on the sort of lower heights, like 180, 183.
I love that they're your lower heights.
on those lower heights for me, I hate jumping them heights because I just want to get to the top. I just want to be getting like 91, 94 or 97, so I just want to get them out the way. So I think high jump is hard for me to motivate myself because it's such a long process, whereas the shot, obviously that's my weakest event and high jump's my best event. I think they'd switch, like the shot I'm motivated for, I want to prove myself, I want to do well, but you know.
They come right next to each other as well, so you...
I love after day one, I love when day one's over, because the hurdles, day one is my worst thing because the hurdles and always like first event, you're nervous, you know, it's like, it's one of those events where I feel like it's a big thing.
Yeah, when you're set with London, that's what you get.
And also you can fall over on the hurdle, so when the hurdle's done, I take a sigh of relief, go for the high jump. It's my best event, I've got to get a good jump. Next event, shot put. You know, I'm there with the shot put.
That's what we're going to say. Which event do you get the most nervous for? Is it just a hurdle simply because it's the first? And there's so much margin for error, isn't there? It's the first event, you don't want to fall flat on your face.
Flat on your face, and then it's just over before it even starts. Like that is just my worst nightmare. So the hurdles most definitely, and the 800, people get nervous for it, but I enjoy it.
You enjoy it? That's the first heptathlon I've ever known say they enjoy the 800.
I enjoy it, I love it. Like, I think after, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but Moscow, remember the race in Moscow? I think there was about 5 people all going for the bronze medal, and there was a big, massive rat race, and that was the most nervous I've ever been for an 800. I think because I've been through that experience, I think an 800 for me now is fine, and I enjoy that. That's when I got my fast time as well, when, you know, I'm battling for a place and I really wanted that bronze medal, and I was just chasing down Claudia Rat's back. I just remember running, and I think that is the heptathlon, because that's the moment when you can go head to head for the first time.
Yeah.
All the rest of the 6 events is just like, you're doing your own thing, but the 800...
But also you're very good at the 800. That helps.
I don't think I'm good, I just think I've got dragged along through pure...
You're very good.
I don't know how that's happened, because I just hate lactic.
Would you be happy if they changed the heptathlon to the decathlon?
Decathlon, so what does that add?
The pole vault?
So would it be 100 hurdles or would it be 100?
No. Well, no, you said 100 hurdles. So you'd have the 100 metres first, long jump, shot put, high jump, 400 metres.
I'd do that.
Yeah, hurdles.
The hurdles on the next day would be the hard bit.
Yeah.
But then again...
No, you've got something harder then you've got pole vault.
The only event I've not tried yet.
So many people have asked us, you know, to ask you, you know, would you do the pole vault? Have you done the pole vault? Would that put you off doing the decathlon?
So many people ask me this, right? But then I go and do a triple jump, and then so many people get on my back. Do you want to see me pole vault?
If they bought the decathlon, you kind of have to do that.
Yeah, I'd do that. I'd love to try pole vault, but I'm too scared to get them told off.
But just as almost like an equalities issue, do you think they should bring in the decathlon? Not from you personally, but just as a...
If you want to make it equal, I think the hurdles should go up a height.
The definite 100%, especially the 4 hurdles. Yes, it would be helpful.
I think, make it decathlon and put the hurdles up a height, and that might be fair.
Good plan. But after you've retired?
No, do it. Like,
cool.
maybe like 2021.
Yeah, but I think if they're going to do it, they need to say at this date it will come in and then start from the juniors, so that by that 5 years time or whatever, people have started to do it, and it gives the old guard a chance to have retired. You can't just overnight till next year to do it.
I think there's a competition at the end of the season. My training partner Jess Taylor did it. And yeah, I remember her training for it, and made me a little bit jealous that she was going to pole vault sessions, doing 1500s and stuff. But I'd definitely do it, and I think if it isn't changed, I want to do it like
just once. Yeah. Yes. Because I think after scooter, I think it's the world's record either. And I mean, Marie Colville used to do it as well. But I've never, all the people we've asked that question to, I've never heard another heptathlete say yes, bring it on.
I want to do. It sounds stupid, but I'm a heptathlete, and I want to do more events than I can.
Yeah.
But I can't because I'm a heptathlete.
Well, that's actually another question we asked. Which event would you like to be in the heptathlon that isn't currently? Oh, right. And which event would you take out?
Sure.
That's pretty Which events that you don't do currently, because obviously you do the heptathlon and you do additional events as well. What event would you really like to try?
Try pole vault. I've done 4 hurdles, so I've already tried that, but I'd like to do that again.
See, I imagine you actually could be really good at that.
I'd love to do 400 hurdles. Like my coach has like a mix up the training session. He did 250s, but the 4 hurdles spacing. And I was like, okay, we'll go over that a couple of times and think of the 6 hurdles. In the end, he was like, we'll go over 6 hurdles a couple of times to get ready for the race. And when you work it out, it's like 6 250s. We're going over hurdles. I call it 800 session as well. So I was like,
so he tricked you into some
it mixes things up, and that's what I like about training my coach.
But Kelly Sutherland actually, at the end of her career, started doing the 4 hurdles as 4 relay as well. She was a really talented. She was fantastic at it. Is it something you would have any ambition to actually be in the 4 relay team?
I think out of all the, if you call 400 sprints, out of all the sprint events, 400 would probably be most suited to me because I've got such long strides.
Yeah.
Like 100 hurdles.
You can run 22.8 and you can run 207. So somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
Is there a really fast 400 in you?
Do you want me to try it?
Yes. let's picture after get really out of the way.
It's a good opener, isn't it, for a season?
Yeah.
400. I try and do 400.
Did you hear that?
So I just need to get fit there.
And what would you think, just as a one-off, 400, what would you predict you could do?
I did a 400 about 2 years ago, and that was just literally in Beddings and Oval and running by myself in the wind, but I can't remember what I got.
And you were indoor, you were UK 300 metre champion, weren't you, as an under 17? So,
I think my strides are perfectly suited for 400, but
having said that, we're not in any way trying to persuade you to go to the 400. We've got unfinished business for another decade at a different event first. So.
Certain events to try and I'm one of those athletes that I was open to anything, but after the season I had last year, and even as far as the year before, I just want everything to go right this year, and I'm fully just focused on Rio and the Heptathlon. But 400, that's just more of that'll help my 800, that'll help my 200, so I definitely will be able to do that.
In the Heptathlon, or in actually all the events, what sort of milestones do you want to hit? The obvious ones are like 7 metres and 2 metres, 7 metres in the long jump obviously, 2 metres in the high jump. 7,000 in the heptathlon. Yes, obviously, yeah. But in the hurdles, where do you think you could ideally go?
The hurdles for me last year in Prague, I got in the trials, in the national indoor trials, my PB was 8.4, kept on being 8.4, I couldn't break through it. In the trials, I think I got 8.3, and then did the final, I got 8.2, and then in Prague, I got 8.18. And I'm just wishing that will just transfer over to my outdoor season. Last year, I literally had 1 hurdle race before Beijing, and that's where I pulled my quad, and that was like 1370 something for the pulled quad, and then I just eventually got back for Beijing and got PB 3. So I think that there's potential there to go maybe 3-1, 13 months.
Just being not an expert at all, I used to do hurdles. I got bronze at the Kent Championships once. I did the hurdles once. I fell flat on my face at the first hurdle. Yes, literally the first hurdle. But I was starting with the wrong leg. If you can do it,
I've done that before. Actual competition.
But when you're as tall as you are, 60 hurdles feels a bit short for you because you kind of get into your stride. So it feels like over the 100 hurdles, you should be getting faster and faster towards the end. So
I just don't think I've had a chance to, especially last season, and the breakthrough happened in the indoor, and then my season was, I had 1 race called my quad and the race in Beijing in practice. I think it's one of those things as well, the more hurdle races you do.
Exactly. It's timing, isn't it? You have to get into it.
I think this season I can definitely track that person the best.
And of course you're sort of least scoring a bit with the shot put. You do sort of 12...
You know what? I think might be scoring better to javelin.
Really? Is it?
Even though it's like better on principle, I don't know.
It just feels like it's a shot, but also it doesn't matter. It's compared to other people. Of course, yeah. You in the javelin,
you're 600, like most of my events from over 1,000 and then 2 600s, it just brings it right down.
Well, what's your shot put goal?
Oh, it has to be 30.
Yeah.
I'm going to put 30, that's wrong.
Sure, but for the time being 30 when you're around it. And then the javelin. It's not a bad event for you, the javelin. It doesn't feel like bad to me.
Yeah, it's low scoring. I'm here for 40 and last year as well. Last year, good 43 maybe.
Yeah. And that's a really decent score for a heptathlete, as long as it keeps you up there, doesn't it? So you're not dropping at all with that. What about the 200? Because you've run on 22.89.
That was chasing Daphne though. But I'd love to just do that again.
Yeah. I can see that happen. When you were 23.08, was it last year? So
I wasn't expecting that as well. I wasn't expecting that at all, so I'm fascinated with that. So I should be able to go into 23.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that you don't actually have the qualifying for Rio yet, so you need to get an early heptathlon in. Are you thinking, got this? Yes! We went to Got This last year. It was fantastic. It was so good, and we were a bit uncertain because Jess was supposed to be doing it and Morgan were doing it. You were doing it at one point, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were on all the posters.
I went to Toulon last year. The guy, Walter, his name is. He had loads of t-shirts for me.
We had such a good time. It's so brilliantly done, and so I'm really pleased to know you'll be there.
Yeah,
there'll be a lot of us out there supporting you.
I can't wait to do it in 2014, and literally it's the best thing ever. So definitely come.
Is that still your PB from there?
Yeah, it's the first time I've completed one.
Oh. Wow.
I did actually complete it in video, but it's not true.
Now I should just say, one of our very good friends from Twitter, Gabby, known as Smoky Mozzarella, she does every year what's called the Fantasy Gotsis Lucky Dip. Okay. So it's like a fantasy league football style, but it's for the heptathlon at Gotsis. And what she does is she asks lots of prominent heptathletes and decathletes if they could maybe donate a prize of some description. Maybe you got some spare t-shirts with yourself. She did ask us to ask you if you could maybe potentially donate a prize of some description.
I can do that.